Hi everyone, it's me Dr. Sikandar Ali. I am assistant professor at University of Haripur. I am teaching you software construction and development. Today uh, we are taking Java Lab 8. In this lab class today, so now the question is that why we use Java interfaces. So the first reason is it is used to achieve abstraction. The second reason to use interfaces in Java is by interface we can support the functionality of multiple inheritance. We can only implement multiple inheritance without ambiguity through interfaces. It can be used to achieve loose coupling. So what is the connection of this concept with software engineering? So the connection is that interfaces achieve loose coupling, while inheritance achieve high coupling, strong coupling. How to declare an interface? An interface is declared by using the interface keyword. It provides total abstraction, means all the method in interface are at the start of the lecture we write how to implement abstraction. So there were two methods. The first one through abstraction and the second one through interfaces. So through abstraction we can implement abstraction from 0 to 100%. But through interfaces we can implement abstraction 100%. So it provides total abstraction, means all the method and interface are declared with the empty body and all the fields are public, static and final by default. So in interface all the method will be abstract method and all the fields will be the access type of the field will be public and it will be static and final by default. By default, if we not write the final, it will be final by default. A class that implements an interface must implement all the methods declared in the interface. If any class wants to implement some interface, so it must implement all the methods which is declared in that interface. Syntax is that we have interface, then we have angular brackets, and then we have the name of the interface, and then inside the curly braces we have the body of the interface. Inside the body we can have constant fields, we can have methods that are abstract, and we can have other things which by default will be final. Now let's study the relationship between classes and interfaces. So let's see the figure given below. So a class extend class here, and interface can extend interface. A class extend class and interface extend interface. But here a class implements interface. So the relationship between class and interface is that an interface can be implemented by a class. So we can say a class implements an interface. Let's see some example of the interface. For example, we have interface printable. The name of the interface is printable and it is declared with the keyword interface, and this interface have method print. Now we have class A6 which implements printable, which implements that interface printable, and here we will use implements keyword instead of the extend keyword as we use in the classes. So we have another method print, and print having the implementation. So this interface having a method print, and here we have the implementation of the method, and the method showing message hello. So we have main method. In the main method we create an object of class A6. As usual, we create an object, and through this object we call the method print. So this interface have the print method, which is implemented through the class A6. So the class actually implement the interface. The interface only have the blueprint, only the definition of the method, and the interface. Inside the interface we implement the method print. So this is the output of this simple program. Now let's see how multiple inheritance is implemented by interface. If a class implements multiple interfaces or an interface extends multiple interfaces, it is known as multiple inheritance. So we can implement multiple inheritance in Java through interfaces. So we have two interfaces which a single class is going to implement the two interfaces, and we can have two interfaces which is extended from a single interface. Multiple inheritance example in Java. Now let's see some example implementation of the previous diagram. So we have one interface printable, and we have one method, just the definition of the method print. We have another interface showable, and we have one method show, just the definition in the interface, and we have class A7 which implements both of the interfaces, printable and showable. In the implementation of the printable interface we have a method print, and the implementation of the method print we are going to show the message hello, while in the implementation of show message, which belongs to showable interface, we are going to print the message welcome. So we have the main method, and the main method we are declaring object obj. So we are creating object obj of class A7, and we are calling both of the method obj.print, which will show hello, and obj.show, which will show welcome on the screen. Now let's answer a simple question. As we have discussed in the previous inheritance topic, that multiple inheritance is not supported through class in Java, but it is possible by an interface. So why multiple inheritance in Java is not possible through class, and why it is possible through interface? So the simple answer is that if we are going to achieve multiple inheritance through class, so there will be ambiguity. So because of the ambiguity we will receive a compiler error. So we say multiple inheritance in Java through class is not allowed. We cannot achieve multiple inheritance through class in Java, but through interface we can achieve multiple inheritance, because there will be no ambiguity if we are going to achieve multiple inheritance through interfaces. The reason is that the implementation of the interface is provided by the class, not by the interface itself. So the answer to your question, multiple inheritance is not supported through class in Java. So the answer is that Multiple inheritance is not supported in the case of clause because of ambiguity. And why it is possible through interface? So the answer is that it is supported in case of an interface because there is no ambiguity. So why there is no ambiguity? So the answer is that it is because its implementation is provided by implementation class. The interface not have any implementation. Its implementation is provided in the interface class. Multiple inheritance through interface. So let's see some example. We have interface printable, they have method print. We have interface showable, they have method print. Now we have class test interface 3 which implements both printable and showable. We have another method print. In this class test interface 3 we are going to implement the print method which is part of the printable interface as well as part of the showable interface. Now we have main method and we create object of test interface 3 and we call the method. So we will receive hello. So this is a simple example of multiple inheritance through interface. So we achieve multiple inheritance through interface without any ambiguity because here two interfaces have the same method, but these interfaces only have definition and the implementation is only one, so it will call the implementation. The message is the output is in the implementation, so there is no ambiguity and there will be no compiler error in case of interfaces. If we use classes printable and showable, then we will receive a compiler message because the implementation is also given in the class. But here the implementation is by the class, not by the interface itself. Interface inheritance. Now let's see the inheritance of the interface. One interface extends another interface. A class implements an interface, but one interface extends another interface. So we have printable interface, they have a method print, and we have showable interface which extend the printable interface and they have the message show. We have class test interface 4 which implement showable, which implement the sub interface. So now we have the implementation of the print method as well as the show method. As well we have the implementation of the printable method print, the parent interface, and we have the implementation of the sub interface showable, the method of the showable show. So we have both of the implementation in a single class. We have main method, we have created object of test interface 4, the name of the object is obj, and we call the print method and we call the show method. So we will receive hello and we will receive welcome. So this is the example previously we have discussed, but here this line implements interface inheritance. Here we have another question, what is marker or tag interface? So the answer is that an interface which have no member is known as marker or tag interface. For example, serializable, clonable or remote. These are the example of tag or marker interface. They just pass some information to the Java virtual machine. They are used. The marker or tag interface are used to provide some essential information to the Java virtual machine so that Java virtual machine may perform some useful operations like we use serializable, clonable or remote. So these are the advanced concepts which pre-serializable and deserializable. We can also create object, and remote we will use in the remote method in the client server communication. So the marker or take interface are that which have no member, and it only can pass some information to the Java virtual machine. This is an example of a marker or take interface, and the name is serializable. Nested interface in Java, as the name implies, similar to nested loop. If we have one interface inside another interface, then this phenomena is called nested interfaces. For example, we have interface printable, we have method of the printable interface, and inside this interface body we have another interface called message printable, and they also have their own method message. So one interface is inside another interface, so it is called nested interface. As the last topic, we are going to discuss to differentiate between abstract class and interfaces. So abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract method, but interface can have only abstract method. And since Java 8, it can have default and static method also. The second difference is that abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance, but interfaces support multiple inheritance. Abstract class can have final, non-final, static and non-static variable. Interface has only static and final variables. Abstract class can provide the implementation of interface. Interface cannot provide the implementation of abstract class. The abstract keyword is used to declare abstract class, while the interface keyword is used to declare interface. Abstract class can extend another Java class and implement multiple Java interfaces. An interface can extend another Java interface but cannot implement abstract class. An abstract class can be extended using keyword extend, but an interface can be implemented using keyword implements. In Java, abstract class can have class member like private, protected. Member of a Java interface are public by default. If we didn't use any access modifier, then it will be public by default. Okay, to summarize today's lecture, we have studied abstraction and we have studied interfaces. So today we have studied two methods how to implement abstraction. The first one was by abstract class, and the second method to implement abstraction was through interfaces. So I request all of you to run the program given here by yourself, and if you have any question related to some concepts which is related to the software construction course, then we will have a Zoom or a Tencent meeting and you prepare your question and then discuss with me in face-to-face meeting. So it's time to finish the lecture. Allah Hafiz.